Once again, for those that don't know me, my name is Isabella Vincent. I am the author of the short read Where My Stars Started to Burn, like I had spoken about in my last video. But my last video was more subjected to my next read that I'm publishing here in the next few weeks. But the one that I published back a few weeks ago, Where My Stars Started to Burn, The Approach of Feelings from a Stone Teen, that one I wanted to go over in this video a little bit about the backstory behind it and my purposes for writing it and why I wrote it the way I wrote it. So I'm gonna go ahead and start with the title. Where My Stars Started to Burn basically implements this is the year that the ball dropped for me. This is the year that I will tell my kids everything changed for me, because it truly was like the start of an entire new life, even though I had already been on this planet for 15, 16 years. Back in 2016, 2017, I went through some of the hardest times I have ever gone through, and I feel like that's for a lot of people. But for me, I lost my mom, I lost my best friend, I lost my first love, I lost my family, I lost a lot. I was really in a dark place, and I didn't feel like I had many people who I could speak to about the in-depth, traumatized self of mine that I was going through. And being alone in that dark space, in that dark corner, I mean, of course, I had a lot of dark thoughts, and as if you've read my first short read, I mean, you can clearly see in the beginning I'm messed up a little bit, and you know what? We've all been there, and I wouldn't change it for the world. I value my time that I went through. All those things, they still affect me today, but I don't allow them to affect me like I let them affect me back then. And I think that we all get used to that eventually. At least I hope so, because nobody should wallow in themselves year after year. But in my short read, I really try to show the progression throughout that entire year. So it kind of does jump back a little bit forth and back, because anybody that has had depression knows that sometimes you feel great, and then sometimes you just feel like shit, and you just feel like you have to keep starting over sometimes. And for me, it was kind of like that, just over and over and over. And I just wanted to simply exist and not do anything. I just wanted to be a being of enlightenment, and I spent hours and hours and hours alone on end in the woods, just trying to find myself, just trying to find a glimmer of hope. And the only thing that really kept me going through that time is definitely going to be Mother Earth, honestly. Every time I would lay down and feel the sun on my skin and feel the grass between my toes and the rocks underneath my feet, I just could breathe. And when I was anywhere else, I couldn't breathe. And I was being suffocated over and over and over. And my goal with this entire short read, and my next one as well, is to perpetrate and for people to understand that they're not alone in those things. Those dark thoughts that people are so afraid to share, we all have them, even if you push them back and don't think about them. They exist for a reason, and to talk about them, to make them alive, I think is extremely powerful. And I think that we should all do it. And that's why I want to share these with you, truly. I want to be flat out fucking real. That's the truth. I just want to share and hopefully make a little change and make a little understanding. I appreciate you watching this video and taking your time out of your day just to watch this, to support me, to support everybody. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.